Right now at 10, breaking news out of Carthage as patients at Mercy Hospital in Carthage are evacuated after smoke is reported in the building. Plus, the Pea Ridge, Arkansas community comes together to remember an officer killed in the line of duty. Also,
LARPing is gaining popularity in Kansas. I'm Bronte Starotsky with the importance that this activity holds for so many throughout the state.
and Golden Corral hosting their 12th annual Cruisin' for Corral Kids. We begin with breaking news tonight out of Carthage after patients are evacuated from Mercy Hospital. Now patients are back in place after smoke was reported in the building. Officials say an air handler motor overheated, causing smoke to enter the building near the administration portion of the building. Patients could smell smoke in their side of the building, and Mercy officials evacuated as a precaution. Officials began allowing patients back into the building just before 9, and they say that no one was hurt in the incident. As the Pea Ridge, Arkansas community continues to grieve, several came together to show their support for the Pea Ridge Police Department as a processional was held today for fallen officer Kevin Apple. Tiffany Lee from our affiliate KFSM has more.
This morning, many police agencies met here at the Benton County Coroner's Office to escort the body of their fallen officer and friend. But not only are officers struggling with the news, in fact, many community members are as well, which is why they came out today to show their support.
I felt sad, I felt upset, and I felt angry that you have a man that left his house to do his job, to protect his community, and he's killed in action.
Jamie George was one of a few dozen who lined the sidewalk as a long line of officers passed by.
They need to know that they have support from the community.
Which is exactly why Michael Comet came out after hearing the tragic news of Officer Kevin Apple's death.
Broke my heart because this man had a family. He didn't deserve to go through what he went through, and he was just doing his job for me and you.
And it's because of this that Comet says today was very eye-opening.
It's hard to see. I mean, that's a man's life. That man, just passed before us. He gave his life yesterday. That's hard to witness.
Officer Apple was a 23-year police veteran and served with the Pea Ridge Police Department for 3 years. A candlelight vigil was also held last night at Pea Ridge City Park in honor of Officer Kevin Apple. The processional took place around 7 this morning. From Eureka Springs officers to the Benton County Sheriff's Department, many came out to show their support for Officer Apple.
Now, Officer Apple's body was taken to the State Crime Lab in Little Rock. Some rain, some thunder out there. Doug Heddy joining us with what we can expect.
Yeah, showers, thunderstorms once again for us today after a lot of rain across a good chunk of the region last night. Temperatures very warm, humid once again today, 84, 69, average high is 88 degrees. And we have been watching a cluster of showers and thunderstorms lifting almost from south to the north over the past couple hours, right up the state line of Kansas and then Missouri, and then now pushing mainly into southwestern parts of Missouri. Some of these are strong, not severe, but dropping some heavy amounts of rain. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning really from Lamar, Oronogo, Carthage, and then extending south toward Joplin and also a little bit farther toward the northwest toward Pittsburgh. And we are going to get these clusters of scattered storms continuing as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Not everybody's going to get the rain, but the areas that do, you could get some pretty heavy amounts of rain. Of course, we're going to look at the work week here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thank you. Many people from all over the 4 states came out to Parsons today to show off their medieval garb and take part in some live action role playing. KOAM's Bronte Starotsky spoke with participants on why they love the hobby and how it's impacted their lives.
This is a cross-gaming event, so there is a lot of medieval melee battle that will be going on over in the field. We play out different scenarios, mock bridge battles, sieges, raids on villages, also some things with more fantasy elements.
LARPing, or live-action role-playing, not only allows participants to dress up and meet new people, it's a part of who they are.
A bit of a hobby, and for a lot of people it's a large part of their life. The larger LARP community is amazing, and while we all still have our differences, we still obviously love coming together, beating each other with foam sticks, and then after having a good laugh of all the battle stories that we made that day.
On Sunday, LARPers from all over Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri came to Parsons, Kansas to battle it out with folks from other realms.
You get exercise while you're doing it, you make a lot of friends, and it's really an open and caring community. And we all help each other out and have a good time.
For participants, the event is a way to connect with like-minded people, stay active, and relieve stress.
For me, it's a reason to get out of the house. It's a really, really good way to exercise and learn self-defense at the same time. And all the connections I have made, I'm going to be learning how to make the weapons soon, so it's just a lot.
He even says being a part of the LARPing community was life-changing.
I always sat around the house, and sitting in the house all day in the dark gets you down. And so I finally saw them in the park one day, and I said, "Hey, what's this?" And it's like, "Oh, it's Dag, why don't you come fight with us?" And so I came and fought with them. Adrenaline rush came through. Greatest time of my life, and I just never stopped.
For many out at the event, these people are family and say it's the one thing that makes sense when the rest of the world doesn't. In Parsons, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
I feel like we do a little LARPing here at the station from time to time. Well, anyone looking to get involved with LARPing in Parsons can look up Elder Grove Rangers on Facebook, and you can connect with them on there. Well, the Golden Corral parking lot in Joplin was the place to be this afternoon, especially if you're a fan of cool cars and helping local children of fallen and wounded military heroes. Morning rain couldn't keep the crowds away from the 12th annual Cruisin' for Camp Corral car show. Now, the show's MC tells us they know the last year has been tough on plenty of people, and they're just grateful to raise as much money as they can and as much as the folks can spare for the kids.
This year and after last year especially, we are totally excited with what we're able to do. In the past, we've been able to send 3 or 4 kids locally to the expense-paid camp for them. This year, we want to stay on that goal, but if we can just send 2 or 3, that's a fantastic year for us.
Now, if you couldn't make it out to this Sunday's show, you're not out of luck. There will be a second car show on the last Thursday of October at Joplin's Golden Corral, with the money going directly to local veterans. Topping Nation Watch, the confirmed number of deaths in the Surfside, Florida condo collapse rose to 9 Sunday, while more than 150 people remain unaccounted for. Dozens of rescue workers searched the rubble for survivors for a 4th day. CBS News correspondent Manuel Borquez is in Surfside with more.
We were able to recover 4 additional bodies in the rubble, as well as additional human remains.
With the death toll rising, rescue crews continue the desperate search for life at the collapsed Surfside condo building. They used a crane to remove this large metal structure. Overnight and into Sunday, workers have been cutting a 40-foot deep trench into the rubble.
Now, this trench is very critical to the continuation of the search and rescue process.
Mike Noriega's grandmother, Hilda, is among the missing.
She's 92 years old, going on 62 years old. She's just so full of energy, and she just loves people.
The community has been flooded with people offering hopeful messages.
I know they're doing a lot, but I just wanted to pray for them and see if they can find more people alive. That's my hope.
Now, an Israeli search and rescue team is joining crews working around the clock at the site.
There is always hope. God is not promised succeed. He obeys you to make your efforts. And we are here to make those efforts.
Newly released emails from 2018 show an engineering firm estimated the building needed more than $9 million in repairs. An earlier report from the firm found the ground floor pool deck that rested on a concrete slab was incorrectly angled and had major structural damage. It also uncovered abundant cracking and spalling of concrete columns, beams, and walls in the parking garage. But the report did not indicate those issues could lead to a collapse. Manuel Borquez, CBS News, Surfside, Florida.
A lawyer for the Champlain Towers South Condo Association confirmed to CBS News that a town of Surfside building official told residents, quote, "It appears the building is in very good shape," at a November 2018 board meeting, a month after the engineering firm documented the damage that needed repair. And we take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Specialist Steve Hale served in the Army from 1971 to 1973, his hometown, Columbus. And we're proud to recognize Specialist Steve Hale, tonight's four-state hero. Remember, to learn more about all of our heroes or to nominate one of your own, just head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Coming up, looking for answers. A bipartisan group of senators looking for mask guidance for traveling. Plus, variant vaccine. AstraZeneca is beginning trials of a new vaccine against COVID variants.
Attention students.
A bipartisan group of senators is asking the CDC and TSA for answers about mask guidance for public transportation. The request was sent Friday by Democratic Senators Brian Schatz and Amy Klobuchar and Republican Senators Roger Wicker, Susan Collins, and Jerry Moran. They want the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Transportation Security Administration to let them know when new guidelines for planes and buses will be available. They're also looking for updates on the latest data on how COVID-19 transmits for travelers who are fully vaccinated. AstraZeneca has started vaccinating participants in its trial of a COVID-19 variant vaccine. A vaccine was designed to protect against the beta variant of the virus, which was first identified in South Africa. Test participants are both vaccinated and unvaccinated people. For unvaccinated people, the new shot replaces the usual second dose in a normal vaccination schedule. For vaccinated people, it's given as a two-shot series with 12 weeks between doses. No AstraZeneca COVID vaccine has ever been approved for emergency use in the United States. British Health Minister Matt Hancock resigned today after coming under fire for breaking social distancing measures. Now, in a video posted on his Twitter account, Hancock said that, quote, "Those of us who make the rules have got to stick by them." He also apologized in a statement. Now, this week, British tabloid The Sun published pictures of Hancock in an embrace with an advisor taken before COVID-19 restrictions were lifted in the UK. We got another day of scattered rain and storms. Just how many more are on the way? Doug Hetty's got that answer next. And a little later on the KOAM News at 10, another installment of What Day Is It? I bet you can't guess by this video.
Well, it turned out to be another warm, humid day for us today after showers, thunderstorms last night, some heavy amounts of rain across portions of the four-state area, and then again, scattered thunderstorms for us this evening, and will continue into the overnight hours for us tonight. But over the past 24 hours, a lot of areas have picked up some heavy amounts of rain. You can see the big batch last night into the morning hours. A little bit of a break for us today, and then we've had additional pop-up showers and thunderstorms over the past couple hours. But look at our rainfall amounts. Some areas from Independence, Parsons, Pittsburgh, up toward Nevada, maybe only about 1/10 of an inch. Then once you get south of the city, a lot of areas picked up 4, 5, upwards to 6 inches of rain, eastern parts of Ottawa County, and then right up through parts of Newton County. So we've had some flash flooding issues, and we're going to continue to have some issues as we go through the next few days. One cluster lifting almost due north right up the state line, kind of developed just south of Joplin, and then now is working mainly in southwestern parts of Missouri, but you can still see showers, thunderstorms through Joplin, kind of a little bit near Carl Junction over toward Carthage. Some of these are strong. We aren't seeing any severe thunderstorms, but we are going to see some stronger storms also right up Interstate 49. So here's Lamar, and then stretching back toward the west near Liberal. And this cluster will continue to work north over the next few hours, and then a few more will pop up later on tonight. Not expecting anything severe, but we are going to get some stronger storms, maybe some very small hail, winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. As we go through late tonight into tomorrow morning, additional pop-up storms, kind of hit and miss across the region. We aren't going to get a wall of rain with any of these storms, but if you get stuck underneath a few of them, you could get some pretty heavy amounts of rain. So we're looking at kind of mid-morning. You can see a few more pop-up showers and thunderstorms trying to pop up. Outside for us today, looked pretty good, at least when we had the sunshine. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. This week it's going to be warm. It's going to be humid, scattered thunderstorms each and every day, but we're going to dry out for the holiday weekend. Plus our temperatures are going to drop. Usually the 4th of July around here is about 90 or 95 degrees. And we're going to be near 80, so it looks pretty good. Mid-70s right now. We'll drop back a little bit more as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Still a little bit of rain in Joplin, sitting at 71. Humidity, of course, high at 96%. Going through the rest of the overnight hours, those hit and miss storms popping back up late tonight into tomorrow morning, but they really get going again tomorrow afternoon. Scattered showers, thunderstorms. Some of these could be strong, maybe even low-grade severe, and I think our temperature is very similar to what we saw today. We'll start at 68, 80 by noon, high temp of 84. South winds, fairly light, at about 5 to 10. Still, some scattered storms out there again tomorrow night, carbon copy of what we are seeing today. And I think on Tuesday, the better chances for pop-up storms, mainly in our northern counties, but really the same thing. We're going to have chances for rain each and every day. So if you get stuck underneath some of these bigger storms, you may pick up a quick ½ inch to an inch of rain, which we really don't need right now. 84 tomorrow, 85 Tuesday, 85 Wednesday. Look at the cool down. High temp Saturday of only 79. On the 4th of July, partly sunny, looks good. High temp of 82.
It's got to be the most mild 4th of July we've had in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been that cool.
All right, Doug, thank you so much. Danny joining us now for sports, and some finalists for the All-Star Games have been announced today.
Yeah, a few Cardinals and a few Royals players on that list. They've made it to what they're calling the second phase of voting. We'll have those details coming up. Plus, both teams are in action today, finishing up series. Those highlights and more next. This is the Toyota Sunday Night Sports Feed. The Outlaws were knocked out of the first place spot in the South Division following a 10th inning walk-off loss to the Mustangs on Saturday night. The good news is they'll get a shot at redemption today. Game 2 against St. Joe, the Mustangs win by way of another walk-off, this one from a walk. Justin Schrader pitches 6 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts for the Outlaws. The Royals' bats were cold on Saturday, getting shut out 8-0 to the Rangers. Today, they'll look to avoid the series sweep in Texas. Series finale here, Adolis Garcia jams it in the corner, RBI triple, and the Rangers lead 1-0. Next batter, Joey Gallo. This is his 3rd jack in the last 2 games against the Royals, 3-0 now. And Jordan Lyles really dominant on the mound today. Royals have managed just 1 run from a Whit Merrifield RBI single. Kansas City threatening to score more in the 8th here, tying run at the plate, but instead it's hit into a double play. Rangers finish this one out, winning 4-1. The Cardinals are coming off a win with the chance to even up the series with the Pirates. In the second, Yadier Molina chopper up the line, but a great throw to first. Molina can't beat it. He'll take an out instead. Later, St. Louis down 4-0. Brian Reynolds drops it into center. Dylan Carlson tries to get it off the bounce here, but struggles to make the play. The run scores for the Pirates. Next inning, Gregory Polanco adds another with a solo shot. The Cardinals find some offense late, just not nearly enough. They fall 7-2. The finalists for the MLB All-Star Game were released today. The Cardinals have 2 players on the ballot. Yadier Molina is up for a spot as the National League catcher. His last start in an All-Star Game was in 2013. His teammate, Nolan Arenado, is a 3rd baseman finalist. And no stranger to the honor, Arenado's gotten the start the last 3 All-Star Games. On the American League team, Salvador Perez is the lone player representing the Royals. Perez received the 3rd most total votes following the completion of Phase 1 voting. The starters will be announced this Thursday night, with the All-Star Game set for Tuesday, July 13th at Coors Field in Colorado. We're back with more news after this.
Lawmakers from both parties in Washington are expressing skepticism over a tenuous infrastructure agreement, wondering if it will even make it to the president's desk. Christina Ruffini is at the White House with what has been an interesting week.
The president's going to honor his word, and we're going to hope that they're going to honor their word.
On Face the Nation this morning, White House senior advisor Cedric Richmond said the president would stand by the $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal he made with Republicans.
We should agree, move on, create progress for the American people.
The White House is having to clarify its position after President Biden said last week he wouldn't sign the deal unless it was accompanied by a separate measure to fund what he calls human infrastructure, Democratic priorities like child care, free community college, and green energy.
Republicans said that was never part of the bargain.
You can get whiplash by trying to follow Joe Biden on this.
The fight might now come from progressives in the president's own party.
We're here to make sure that he is successful in making sure that we do have a larger infrastructure plan.
Who think the compromise bill compromised too much.
The real challenge is whether the Democrats can get their act together and get it on his desk.
The White House even issued a statement yesterday clarifying that the president wasn't saying he'd veto the measure if it makes it to his desk. It's unclear if those progressive Democrats will vote against the smaller compromise bill if it makes it to the floor. Christina Ruffini, CBS News, the White House.
We're back right after this. It's time now for what day is it? Well, guess what? It's your lucky day because Sunday is National Bingo Day. Now, bingo can trace its roots back to Italy in the mid-1500s. Another version was developed in France in the 1770s, and the game used to be called Beano in the United States. But according to legend, the toy maker was calling the numbers for a game of Beano in 1929 when someone accidentally yelled bingo instead of Beano, and he liked that word better, and it stuck as the new name of the game. And you can celebrate National Bingo Day by playing on an app or on your phone, or if you'd like, go find a one that's in person. Absolutely a good time. Doug, you play much bingo?
No. I mean, I have played it before, but no.
Not recently?
No. My grandma used to always play it all the time.
My mom was a big bingo person, I'm telling you. Final check of that forecast.
All right, scattered showers and thunderstorms continue for us tonight, and they really just kind of hit and miss over the next few days. We'll have a little bit more widespread for us tomorrow. Chances stick around all week long, but at least temperatures in the 80s instead of the 90s.
Danny, bingo and sports, what do we got?
Not both of them together, but the Cardinals and the Royals did drop games today, so they'll look to start the week bouncing back from that.
Hopefully they will. All right, guys, thank you so much. That's our time for now. Remember, we're always on at KOAMNewsNow.com and with that KOAM News Now app. And thanks for making us part of your night.